skyscraper and think, how in the world did that get here? I mean, it probably started as just a little sketch, maybe even on a napkin. And turning that into, well, this massive steel and glass thing, that's a huge, huge challenge. So how does it actually happen? How do you really go from that dream in your head, whether it's a new home or a whole office block, to actually laying down that first foundation stone?
Yeah, here's the thing. You just can't do it by yourself. You absolutely need a partner. And not just any partner, but someone who really gets your vision. But more than that, they need these serious, hardcore technical skills. And this is so important, years and years of real-world experience to pull it off smoothly.
Okay, so let's dive into that. Today, we're going to look at a company that really frames itself as being that exact partner. That company is AKD Construction for Base, and we're kind of using them as a perfect case study for what this whole process looks like. So, who exactly is AKD? Well, they're an international company working in what's called the BTP sector. That's Building and Public Works. Their home base is in Lomé, Togo, but wow, their reach is already spreading out across West Africa. We're talking major projects in places like Ghana, Benin, and Nigeria. And the driving force behind it all? That's the founder and CEO, Adayi Kokuvi-Dovane. But any company, especially one in construction, is really only as strong as its foundation. And in this case, that foundation isn't made of concrete. It's built on decades of proven personal experience. And this, right here, is where their credibility really shines through. Just look at the founder's journey. A whole decade of foundational technical training, then another 13 years working in the trenches as a professional architect and civil engineer. That's over 20 years of prep time before he even launched the company. So the big takeaway here is that this isn't just, a list of jobs on a resume. This entire history is the bedrock. It's the core expertise that gets poured into every single project they take on. All right, so we know they have this solid foundation of expertise. So how do they actually do it? Well, they've laid out this super clear 4-step process that can take a project from just an idea all the way through to the finished building. Okay, so here's their process. It starts with what they call etude. That's the deep dive study and analysis phase. Next up is conception, which is all the fun design and modeling stuff. Then you've got realization, which is, the actual construction, getting your hands dirty. And then there's this last step, formation. And this is pretty cool and unique, actually. It's all about training and building up local skills. So it really is a complete 360-degree approach. Let's just zoom in a little on that conception phase, because this is where your vision starts to look real. We're talking about super detailed building plans, sophisticated 2D and 3D models. They even do 3D elevation views so you can see your project from every single angle. And they handle the whole shebang, from the core structural design to the interior architecture and even those nitty-gritty cost estimates you need for your budget. So what this all boils down to is a truly integrated system, right? Because they're managing everything from that first analysis to the final nail. Quality is baked in at every single stage. There are no weird handoffs or gaps where things can fall through the cracks. And all of this work, this whole process, it's guided by one core idea. It's captured perfectly in their motto, Bâtir l'avenir ensemble. And what that means is building the future together. And that really gets to the heart of what they're about. See, it's not just about putting up some buildings. It's about a real partnership, about creating a shared future with their clients and the communities they work in. So, if that whole idea of deep expertise and a genuine partnership sounds like what you're looking for, their message is pretty clear. Let's get building. And getting in touch is super easy. You can hit them up on WhatsApp. That number again is +228 9774 4144. You can also shoot them an email at akdconstruction4@gmail.com or just look them up on Facebook. And so, that really just leaves us with one big, powerful question. It's not just about what can be built, it's about what future you are going to build. Because with the right team, with the right partner, that vision you have, it's way, way closer than you might think.